You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. An update now on an investigation into a 2016 car crash that killed a 24-year-old Bradenton woman. Troopers say Mason Tyler Aliano made a left-hand turn on a red light at the intersection of State Road 64 and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. Aliano's vehicle collided with another car, claiming the life of Ashley Amelia Shore in November of 2016. The now 20-year-old is charged with DUI manslaughter and vehicular homicide. He was arrested Tuesday and booked into the Manatee County Jail, where he is being held on a $50,000 bond. New at 11, the expansion of the Riverwalk in Bradenton continues to become more of a reality. This evening, residents had a chance to hear some important survey results regarding that expansion. ABC7's Rick Adams has more tonight from the Riverwalk.
Well, this is just part of the area where the Bradenton Riverwalk will be expanded. Results from a survey of what people would like to see here has just been released. There is certainly a buzz in the air from lots of folks as the expansion of the Bradenton Riverwalk takes another step closer to becoming real. Nearly 900 people participated in a survey giving their input on how to transform the mile stretch along the river near Manatee Memorial Hospital.
We can expect something that's similar but different than the current Riverwalk. I'm personally hoping for public art, the history postcards, a lot of opportunity for people to sit, reflect, and engage in health and wellness.
The survey results show that 91% of people love Bradenton and the current Riverwalk, and they would like to see more of the same with the expansion.
The data will be used, first of all, to kind of support what's working on the current Riverwalk and be able to use it as a baseline for improvement.
Those conducting the survey say other findings include people's love of nature and the scenery along the Riverwalk, the social interaction, and their desire to volunteer and help with this expansion project any way they can. Manatee Community Foundation tells us they see the value in this project. They did award a $100,000 grant to Realize Bradenton to fund this work.
Informed and engaged communities are really critical to the success of any community, and that means people who live adjacent to a project, who live near a project, have the opportunity to share their voice and shape what the project will look like.
Kimley Horn, the company overseeing the project, will continue to shape what the expanded Riverwalk will include and what it will look like. They plan on continuing to incorporate the information from the survey results. And plans for this project should be ready by this summer, and this expanded Riverwalk is expected to be finished within 2 years. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Rick, thank you so much. The Pinecraft neighborhood in Sarasota is getting its own zoning rules. Last week, Sarasota County commissioners unanimously approved the creation of the Pinecraft Overlay District. It's meant to preserve the residents' and visitors' unique way of life there. It will allow bike rental businesses on residential property, reduce parking requirements, and modify building standards. The Pinecraft neighborhood is in the area near Beneva Road and Bay Vista Street and attracts members of the Amish and Mennonite communities. Meanwhile, some residents of Sarasota's Alta Vista neighborhood are fighting with Sarasota City Hall. As ABC7's Ray Collins tells us, the neighbors are being told they have to change their addresses, but they say easier said than done.
I was very shocked.
Residents on Novus Place are not happy.
Why do we have to go through all these problems? Because of somebody down in City Hall.
A few weeks ago, they received this notice from Sarasota County Emergency Services saying they should start using Novus Street, not Novus Place.
Our address has been Novus Place since 1985. We never had a problem with any emergencies.
Yeah, that's it. The emergency responders say the road needs to come in line with the rest of Novus Street, which is what it's called on the other side of Tuttle. Gene's neighbor, Dennis Grau, says he thinks this is just some busy work the government is dropping on them.
I don't think they have any real reason to do it other than some people are trying to qualify their jobs.
So what will this mean for you? Any kind of expense?
Oh yeah, we figured out it'd be about $125, $130 for my wife and I to change registrations and driver's license and all that, plus the inconvenience of having to go down and do it.
The county said, well, just change it. It would be easy to change it.
Sarasota City Engineer Alex Davis Shaw says when the county first told them to change place to street, they checked the books and found out it never should have been named a place in the first place.
It's actually platted as a street. The property appraiser's office notes it as a street.
So how did it first get call the place then?
I don't have any idea.
Never should have been in the first place?
It never should have been in the first place. A place.
So now the neighbors want to get the street legally changed to place. What would that take?
That would require approval by the city commission to change our city codes.
And that's just what they plan to do. They're approaching Sarasota City Hall, petition in hand, and asking the city how to allow them to keep their street name. Dennis Grau says he hopes city commissioners don't forget who's in charge.
We're the taxpayers. We pay their expenses. We pay their salaries, and we can fire them.
In Sarasota, Ray Collins, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Well, what a headache. Let's check in with on our first alert weather forecast with Steve Newman, who is filling in for Bob tonight.
Hey, Jacqueline, I'm going to stick my neck out and say tonight and tomorrow night are probably going to be the last two cold nights of the winter season, as things are going to warm up over the weekend, and that warming trend will continue into next week, but unfortunately no rain in the distant future. These are current temperatures in the 50s, but we're going to go into the 40s tonight, and it's very dry, and there is a red flag warning in effect for Manatee County and Pinellas County and Charlotte County. We'll look at it more closely in a couple of minutes, so I just want to let you know, be very careful outdoors if you're camping or have plans outside, especially with your cigarettes. 56, the current temperature, dew point 42. That's the dry air causing the high fire danger, not helped by gusty north-northwest winds sustained at 9 miles per hour at the airport. Taking a look at satellite, that cool, dry air blowing in over the state also in place, just giving the perfect ingredients for the high fire danger. So we do have a cool night ahead with temperatures dropping off to around 45, 46, 47 degrees towards sunrise. Our complete weather coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you, Steve. The National Hurricane Center has a new director. Kenneth Graham will now lead NOAA in Miami as the center prepares for the next hurricane season that starts in June. Prior to this promotion, Graham was a meteorologist in New Orleans. He notably established 2 command centers in the wake of the Deepwater Horizon oil spill back in 2010 that provided forecasts to help authorities make critical decisions in the 5 months following that spill. 2 Florida senators introduced the red flag bill today in Washington. Senators Marco Rubio, Bill Nelson, and Jack Reed of Rhode Island presented that bill, which encourages states to give law enforcement the authority to prevent individuals who pose a threat to themselves or others the ability to purchase firearms.
The goal of this legislation is to create an incentive for the rest of the states to do what Florida and 5 other states have already done, and that is put in place strong extreme protection risk orders so that law enforcement and family members have a tool that they can use to go to court, convince a judge that this person is dangerous, and take away their guns before they can take away anyone's lives.
Florida passed the red flag bill earlier this month. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is sending 250 Drug Enforcement Agency officers to areas hit hard by the opioid epidemic. He made that announcement at the U.S. Courthouse in Tallahassee today. They will work with state and local task forces to target drug traffickers and corrupt medical professionals. A similar surge announced in January targeted pharmacies that dispense opioids and physicians that write too many prescriptions. Sessions also reiterated his stance on capital punishment for large-scale drug traffickers. He sent federal prosecutors a reminder yesterday that they have the power to seek the death penalty. Sarasota County is introducing a new 5-point safety plan to all of its schools. The plan includes collaborating with local law enforcement to provide off-duty officers on 21 elementary school campuses for the remainder of this school year, placing school resource officers on all Sarasota County school campuses by next school year, investing $25 million to enhance the school's structures, strengthening the capacity of the Internal Office of Safety, Security, and Emergency Management, and working with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office to explore a school guardian program. Now, this all comes as students around the country are headed to Washington, D.C. to be part of the March for Our Lives this Saturday, including this group of almost 50 students in Miami that boarded a bus this morning. iCare is one of the groups paying for the Miami-Dade kids from underdeserved communities to go to Washington, D.C.
The youth reached out to me concerning seeing how they wanted to get involved, so we decided to just go ahead and put this thing together.
Hundreds of thousands of people are planning to walk through the streets of Washington, D.C. on Saturday, demanding a change in gun laws. Meanwhile, the ride-hailing company Lyft is offering free rides to people going to March for Our Lives events in 50 cities across the country, including 5 in Florida. Those cities include Parkland, Miami Beach, Tampa, Jacksonville, and Orlando. The company said in a release that the Lyft co-founders support the civic engagement that the students have inspired. A unique circus show is coming to Sarasota this weekend. It's the Circus of the Voices, or Cirque des Voix, and it's only in town for 3 days. It features circus artists and a 100-person choir from Key Corral, the only groups that have a show like this in the nation.
So it's a highlight every year for the singers and the instrumentalists to be able to work with circus artists, and for the circus artists to be able to work with live music, which is a rarity these days. So it's really an experience for all of the senses.
All of the musicians are local, and all the circus stars come from around the world. This specific show features music from Danny Elfman and his film scores. There will only be 3 shows on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, stay with us. Meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, if you're looking for a good deal on toys for your kids, we'll show you what big savings you can snag. And the government is in danger of shutting down once again. What lawmakers have to do by tomorrow to prevent that from happening.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind. I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at SCORE.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, as you just saw, fears of a trade war sends Wall Street into a free fall today. The Dow dropped 724 points after President Trump made trade tariffs official. It is the 5th largest point loss in market history. Investors fear the tariffs on steel and aluminum will spark a global trade war. Trump decided to exempt Canada, Mexico, and the European Union, but tariffs will hit Chinese imports hard, and Beijing has already threatened to retaliate against the United States. And Steve Newman joins me now, and we were just talking about how we finally may see some spring-like weather.
And an extended period where it doesn't get cold and warm and cold and warm. And if you're drinking a lot of water, you should be right now because the humidity is low. You're going to need more moisturizer. It will get more moist over the weekend, though, and warmer, too. Take a look at what a great day it was today. It was blustery, not a great beach day or a great day to be on the water, but you can see there's lots of sunshine, just the thinnest of high clouds passing overhead that really didn't even show up on satellite pictures this afternoon. And at 11 o'clock, the official, well, these are high temperatures today over the state, 66 in Sarasota. It warmed up inland. I think the heat of the land with the sun radiating up, 73 at Lake Placid today, also down at Punta Gorda, 67 at Venice for the high temperature. Our high in Sarasota, 66, that's what it's 11 degrees cooler than normal, I believe. What's that, Jacqueline? I'm having a hard time adding right now. About 7 degrees cooler than normal for last night's low. There are the records. Now here is the dry air in place as reflected by the dew point. In the summer months, we have dew points in the 70s, even near 80. That's jungle humidity. This is more like desert dry. You can see Tampa's dew point right now, 35. Across our area, the values have come up. We were in the upper 30s toward 5, 6, 7 o'clock. They're now about 40 degrees in Sarasota. And with this dry air in place and an extended period of dry air likely, the National Weather Service has issued a fire weather warning until 9 o'clock tomorrow evening, all day tomorrow. Not for Sarasota County, not for Hardy, but for Polk County, Manatee County, Pinellas for some reason, and also down at Charlotte and Lee counties. I think the reason for this is the extended period of dry weather, and also the winds will be a factor in this, and the fuel temperature and a lot of other factors that go into that decision making at the fire service. And you can see that dry air blowing in by satellite today. You can kind of see evidence of that flow, and over us, even though there are no clouds, you can see them being blown away from us. And without the moisture in the air, of course, there's not a single drop of rain falling anywhere in the Sunshine State or the southeastern United States, in fact, and it's going to stay that way. We do have that nor'easter moving offshore, maybe another one developing in the west. They've got some rain where they really need it, but that's moving in, and it will probably produce some snow for the Rockies and maybe even some severe weather. But for the rest of the country, the eastern half of the United States, dry and not all that cold. Look at that. It's only 36 in Chicago, 42 in New York City, Phoenix 82. Here's what you need to know. We're going to have another cool night tonight. High fire danger. Be very careful outdoors with fire, cigarettes, whatever. Just keep that in mind. But it'll be warmer and moister this weekend. As proof in our futurecast, showing the high pressure coming over us, and then it will move offshore, and as it moves offshore, that will bring in a southerly wind flow, bringing in higher humidities, warmer temperatures, and all in all, more comfortable conditions. Here's our forecast for the rest of tonight. It will be clear and cool with our low temperature of 45 degrees. You can see where the average is. And for tomorrow, it will be a partly sunny to mostly sunny day, very pleasant, high temperature 72. And no surprises in our 7-day outlook. Look at this. It'll be warmer on Saturday and Sunday, warmer still as we move into Monday. And we'll have a weak cold front coming through Tuesday, but it's not going to do much than drop the overnight temperatures a little bit. We're going to stay warm during the day. And I don't think we're going to be in the 40s again after tonight. That's our weather. Jacqueline.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. Looking forward to it. Lawmakers are battling it out over the budget with only a day left to go until the government officially runs out of money. Today, the House passed its massive $1.3 trillion budget, sending it over to the Senate. The spending bill, over 2,000 pages long, was released at night, making it virtually impossible for lawmakers to read it before casting their votes.
This represents everything that's wrong with this process. Bad process builds bad policy, builds bad politics.
The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the General.
Aside from the process, there are issues with the bill that are throwing its outcome into question. House Democrats wanted protection for DACA recipients included in the bill, but did not get it. They will have until tomorrow night to decide on that budget. In consumer news tonight, Toys R Us stores across the country are starting liquidation sales today. This comes after the toy retailer announced earlier this month it would be closing or selling all of its U.S. stores. The going out of business sale will offer big discounts on toys as the company looks to get rid of its inventory by June. The liquidation is expected to take 14 weeks, but some stores may close earlier if their inventory sells out. And the man who founded Toys R Us died today at the age of 94. The cause of his death was not released. Charles Lazarus started the company 70 years ago, originally selling baby furniture and toys in Washington, D.C. He served as company CEO until about 20 years ago and had no stake in the chain when Toys R Us announced its shutdown plans. In a statement, Toys R Us said Lazarus will be remembered for his energy, passion, and love of children. IMG Academy is hiring, and they hosted their second career fair event today. All 40 departments across IMG Academy's business had representatives at that event. The Legacy Hotel at IMG Academy was also there to promote future openings within the new hotel. Over 250 full-time, part-time, and summer positions are currently available, including operations, athletics, coaching, and academics.
You don't have to be a sports expert or an athlete to work here, so we're trying to get that out in the community a little bit more and let people know about all the opportunities that we have.
Positions are scheduled to be posted this summer for the grand opening in the fall. You can apply on their website at imgacademy.com/careers. Well, stay with us. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
30 years ago, they took on the world. And tonight, they take on Kimmel.
Don't you want to hear this?
John Goodman and Roseanne are here, and it's like old times.
I'm the boss.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers working to improve the weakest part of their team last season, the defensive line. The Bucs acquiring defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul in a trade with the New York Giants, bringing him back to Tampa where he played at USF. ESPN reporting that the Bucks are sending a third-round draft pick to the Giants for the former USF star. Pierre-Paul is a former first-round draft choice whose career was interrupted by a fireworks accident in 2015 that severely damaged his right hand. The Bucks need Pierre-Paul to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. He had 8 quarterback sacks last season for New York and 58 overall since he was drafted in 2010. And only one Florida school is still playing in the NCAA tournament. Florida State taking on Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. This is the late game in the West Regional. We will keep you updated. Right now, they are on halftime. The Seminoles have the Bulldogs beat 41-32. And the spring training season is winding down on the Sun Coast as teams prepare to start the regular season a week from today. But despite a month of good weather and only one rainout, some fans say they've noticed a dip in attendance. According to the Pirates, average attendance at Lecom Park dropped from last season with 4 home games left. And the Orioles had their 5th sellout earlier today, 1 year after nearly setting a franchise record in spring training attendance. Some fans say an earlier start time is to blame. The MLB set opening day on March 29th for the first time to give players more off days during the regular season.
It's not rainouts, and they still have quality teams, premium games, non-premium games. There's just something with the timing, and I think they'll reevaluate it next year.
The Orioles were not able to provide their average attendance numbers from this season, but they did have a sellout crowd of over 8,000 against the Red Sox this afternoon. Their last home game is Saturday night, and the Pirates' final home game will be on Monday, so make sure you get out there. And now it's time for Orioles Fan of the Day. We got this picture from Ron Giesler of Three Little Sports fans. They, of course, look like they are having a great time enjoying the beautiful weather and the ball game. We also have another picture of the sunset from Lecom Park from Leanne Chung. It was a 6:05 game for the Baltimore Orioles tonight, who said it felt like Pittsburgh weather tonight at that game, but that sunset, of course, glorious here on the Sun Coast. That's a look at your sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, it is time to check the mail. The invitations for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding were posted this week. The English paper cards are die-stamped in American ink, blending the two countries of the couple. Some 600 people have been invited to the ceremony on May 19th at St. George's Chapel. And Steve, I don't think I was one of them.
Mine got lost in the mail too. Funny,
Right?
I don't know how that happened.
Weird.
Take a look at the overnight temperatures. We're going to cool off very quickly into the 50s overnight tonight, and maybe even the low to mid-40s. Mid-40s, about 47 toward dawn.
All right, thank you so much, Steve, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.